Okay, so what I want to share today, different, it's all marketing out of the box stuff, right? Um, and this is new for me too. Didn't go to school for marketing, but I've developed a system really about 2 months ago that I've been really excited about, happy about, and it's a leverage between branding as well as just consistency across all channels. So I did put together a few slides, and this is going to be all kind of an overview. Tactically, can you guys see me? Okay, perfect. Tactically speaking, there was a session I did last week that's really a step-by-step for editing, sharing, posting, all of the nitty-gritty to it. This is more of the overview. But why focus on a consistent content calendar across all channels, right? We know that, what are the stats are? 80-some% of the population's on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. They're on Twitter. You need to have a presence where your avatar of clients are going to be, right? If you are only emailing them and you're not calling them with the scripts that Andrea just gave us, you're going to miss a whole entire avenue. If you're calling and not emailing them, you're going to miss the second avenue. So you need to be basically everywhere you can be, but it can get really overwhelming because it's a lot to do. We wear so many hats as agents that we need to leverage our time a little better. If you're going to leverage online content, blogs, Facebook posts, Instagram, use it as a backstop, right? Leverage all your efforts together to make this engine kind of work at one time. If you farm, you should. That's how we built our entire business. It's 42.5% of our entire business every year is our farm. Push the traffic to your content, right? Leverage what you're doing online back in print, direct mail, open houses, whatever you're going to do. Reuse it over and over and over. Even if you are new, if you have 2 sales or no sales, make yourself look like the big deal that you should be, that you're going to be, right? Brand yourself, make it consistent. I've got a couple agents that I know, I'm not going to name their names, but brand new, spent quite a bit of time and money on branding, the website and stuff. They looked like they were the $1 million agent on, in Sunset. So aesthetics are crucially important here. Consistency is key. Don't start and stop. That was a big problem of mine for a very long time. That again, start small, because I'm going to show you a lot here, but start small until you kind of get your feet wet, you're comfortable with step 1, then go to step 2 and step 3 while you're building this out. Overload with value, right? Market stats are great, but what else can we do to educate the client, right? What tips can we give them? Come from a place of service, and also a community leader. We just collaborated with anyone from Chicago? Anyone hear of a place called Rainbow Cone ice cream spot? It's like sliced ice cream. Just opened up in Cypress, our town. I met the owner of the franchise. We agreed to collab. She agreed to. We wrote a blog article and a whole content strategy around that for them. They collaborated. They've got 30-something thousand followers on Instagram. We accepted whatever, and overnight we had hundreds of views on that post, the blog article, and everything else. So use the local community as a way to, again, amplify your local expertise. Repurpose to simplify. What this means is, let's start with a piece of content, whatever it is, but what other ways can we leverage that exact one thing over and over? That's what I'm going to really show you guys today. Template everything to save you time. Everything that you can possibly template to start, do it. Schedule everything you can. So you're doing this on Monday and you have the entire week planned out. And then obviously engage and interact. So, okay, what does it look like? What my Instagram looked like on the last couple of years. Fair enough content, but there's no consistency here. These were all one-off posts. Maybe I got them from KCM. Maybe our broker had one. List Reports has content. That's all fine. But these are all one-off posts that take time to get. They don't look consistent, right? It's all over the place. Maybe your current strategy looks kind of like this. Hey, I'm going to post a blog. I'm going to get a social graphic from KCM or List Reports. I've got a new listing I'm going to post. And they're all just onesie twosies. So post this, move on. Then in 3 days from now, I'm going to post something else and something else and something else. Take time to research, find it, acquire it. That's what I was doing. And it wasn't that great because there was no traction. There was no consistency here. So what I'm going to show you today that I've been doing now consistently for about almost 2 months now is leveraging a single piece of content that I'm custom creating and turning that into 13 to 14 pieces of repurposed content from it across all channels: email, text, Facebook, blog, video, audio, everything else. And again, this is a lot. I'm going to break it down simply to show you, because the whole concept here is maximize the output while minimizing my time involvement, because obviously this is not quite the transactional money making stuff, right? Okay, I'm going to go over this. It's a lot on here, but I am using, again, there's AI tools galore. Agent Fire's AI generator for blog content is phenomenal. It's pages of prompts on the back end. So quick plug there. We can talk about that later. But creating a new blog once a week. Topic, shouldn't matter, of course. You can get a topic anywhere. The topic can be as simple as, yesterday I was showing property and a client asked about how to remove a load-bearing wall. Boom, there's your topic. I mean, it doesn't even matter, right? Make them topical and relevant. That takes about 30 minutes between getting the blog article created. I do read the entire thing. I make a few tweaks to make sure that it's accurate, number one. Make sure that a lot of it's very good at no fluff, but the consistent adjectives I'll get rid of. That's about a half an hour. And that's between my VA and me. She'll create the whole thing, and then I go and edit the blog at the very end. I'm using Agent Fire's tools to create the prospecting email, the newsletter email, and the SMS template. I'm going to show you what this all looks like too. But the prospecting email does not link the article. It is a question-based email, strictly to get engagement. The newsletter email goes to a different, yes, Jeff, absolutely. The newsletter email goes to people who know who we are: farm, past clients, sphere, right? Open house leads that we have a relationship with. And that is a link. That is a link broken down. What's the article about? Here's the content, right? Different purposes. The blog announcement post. That's, again, blog is created. Let's post it to Google. Let's post it to X, Facebook, Instagram, all the channels that we want. We use a service called Vista Social. I'm going to share all the links with you guys later, so don't worry about writing it down. I've used a bunch of scheduling tools. That, to me, is the best one because I can add collaborators. I can post to YouTube directly. I can do a lot of stuff with it, but there are a lot of tools that can help you with this. Blog excerpt graphic, right? I want to post a quick quote from the article for a visual on Instagram. I create 2 video scripts from the article, and I use ChatGPT for this, and I'm going to share with you the ChatGPT that I built that does the scripts for me. So you'll all have access to that as well. I record the scripts. I do that myself. That's 10 minutes, right? I edit them both using a tool called Descript. Got a link for you as well there. And again, I've been doing this for about 6 weeks, 2 months. So I've gotten pretty quick, but I can quite literally record both reels, upload, edit, and export 2 reels from start to finish in probably 15 minutes. It's that fast. And I've got a template saved. So I press a button and it's got the same background, the same logo, the same caption font, caption color. It's a consistent output without doing any extra work. And that's what I mean by templating everything, right? I then take the blog article and I turn it into a 5 to 7 minute audio podcast that I record into Descript and export directly into the podcast platform. It takes 10 minutes, okay? I then create 3 audiograms. What are audiograms? Those are the visual text videos of a spoken word, right? I'll show you those as well. Engagement graphic question to get more engagement out of it. And I schedule everything over the course of 3 weeks. Things start overlapping because we're doing this once a week, but the point is to get the one topic pushed out over time and leverage back to my site and back into our ecosystem. So what does it all look like? Blog article looks like this. That's nice. Okay, well, I'll show you later. Okay, the newsletter email versus the prospecting email, right? Newsletter goes out to people who know us, right? So it's going to be, here's the content, please read it, right? Here's it broken down. The prospecting email, it's short and it's question-based. And again, I tweak these this much, but this is 100% Agent fires AI generated from the blog article. It takes 30 seconds. Same with the SMS template that I give to my team, right? Every Monday we publish these. I get them into Follow Up Boss and say, hey, if you're looking for a message to send, you don't know what else to send them, you can feel free to use this anytime you want. Okay, so leveraging this, that's 3 pieces of content now from the blog article. Okay, the announcement graphic, right? New blog, header image, it's pretty, it looks good, right? Excerpt, quick quote from the article, and then the engagement question, right? These all on rate buy downs. Obviously, we can see the topic. So, right? Let's create further engagement. And these are posted. I don't have my schedule in front of me, but it's like Monday, Thursday, Saturday, right? So we're spreading out these pieces of content across multiple avenues and days to, again, further the conversation. Okay, podcast cover, Spotify, Apple, Audible, and YouTube. And again, that takes 30 seconds because Descript exports to Podbean, which is the podcast platform. I pressed turn on and it's done. It takes no time, right? Reel number 1, reel number 2. You can see the consistency though. Everything is the same colors, fonts, logo, look, and feel. These are the audiograms that are created from the podcast, furthering, again, the content output. And that's the strategy. If you want to dive into tactics, like I said, there's a link at the end I'll share with you that is it's a 45-minute call. Basically, I go through this entire thing live inside Descript, uploading, editing, templating, exporting, totally finished. So, couple tips. That's a lot of stuff, right? Start small. Do not go tomorrow and say, oh my God, I have to do this. It's 15 pieces of content. Chase showed me how to do it. I'm done. Don't do that. You're going to burn out. You're going to give up and you're going to get really frustrated. So again, create a blog, make an email. Create a blog, make a graphic, right? Take your email, turn it into a graphic. Just do one or two things, right? Be consistent, like I said. Start small enough to where you can grow from it, but only go to the next step until you're consistent in your schedule, right? Again, leverage what you're already doing, right? If you're getting questions from leads or an inspection issue, or you had a foundation problem, whatever it is, there's your content. The content's the easy part. The topic is the easy part. It's the, how do I turn this into more pieces that I can keep touching my people with? Again, keep it sustainable. Template everything you can template. Canva templates are easy. Descript templates are easy. Email templates and FUB, piece of cake. Don't spend money until you're ready to. Don't go out and buy the fancy mic that I finally bought because I'm a junkie and a gearhead. Start small. Don't pay for Vista Social until you have a need for it, right? Don't pay for Descript's higher plan until you run into a problem with the free plan or the cheaper plan, right? Don't burn out on time and don't burn out on your expenses. And again, pace yourself. You can do it. It's not a problem. So that's the QR code. That's got the slides. That's got a link to the session from last week that is, again, the more tactical how to do all this stuff inside Descript. It's got my ebook, which you might already have. A couple links in there. The microphone that I use, also the one I used to use, so you guys can grab that. And then, of course, follow me on Instagram. My thing's in there as well. You can see all the content. That's what I got. I was going to say, by the way, I totally skipped over the this. All of this is done within about 2 hours of total time. And I'm trying to keep my time to about a 30-minute window, right? I read the blog and say yes. I record the 2 reels. I record the podcast, and I'm done, right? I've offloaded everything else. Now, if you don't have a VA or an admin staff, that's fine too. I mean, again, in 13 minutes, that's a ton of content. So start with 3 pieces of content, and maybe it takes you an hour. Everyone has an hour, right? So don't be overwhelmed by the time. Start small and make it happen. And by the way, whoever said it, just be yourself. Don't focus on, the lighting and I got to get this done. I got to get that done. Just get it out there. There's tremendous value in unpolished authenticity that you do lose if you go with a more polished route. So there's a pro and a con to both sides of this thing. Done is better than perfect, exactly. And if you use a tool like Descript, this is not a Descript training. I've got a video for that, again, on that link. But it's got an auto green screen. It's got a studio sound effect that makes your voice sound like a studio microphone. It's got an eye contact thing that moves your mic from the teleprompter to the camera. I mean, all these things are in the template. So I've set it up, I push a button, and the whole thing is done. So simplify. And again, if that costs you $12 a month and you're ready to invest that, if that saves you an hour, I mean, I think we're all worth more than $12 an hour in this call. So, yeah.